Lucifer.
Yes.
What is it all about?
In a sentence,
In a sentence. Let's try that.
Lucifer quits hell, rebels on his father, comes to Earth, comes of course to Los Angeles, because where else would you go? Opens a club and decides he just wants to be left alone, and ends up becoming utterly fascinated by Chloe Dancer, who's a cop, who has completely been the only person completely resistant to his charms, and cannot understand his attraction to her, or even the idea that she can make him do something good. And the series becomes, in a lot of ways, his existential hell. So if I'm the devil, why am I remotely drawn to doing something good to anybody? And why is this woman so not turned on? How is that possible?
So is he going to have a situation where like he does something like good, but then something super evil, and he's
Yes.
sort of going in between both?
Yes, because he, like any torment, think of him as an adult. He's like a teenager. So it's he has to resist it. He has to. His whole point was to rebel against his father, not try to do anything. And so yes, it swings back and forth. And it's in the pilot, it ends with a real vision of him, what he's truly like. And punishing is what he lives for. So punishing will be a big part of the episodes, of how he takes care of people.
And a lot of us are probably also covering Damien along with Lucifer. Like, why is Satan having a moment right now this year?
Why is it? It just seems to happen that way. Every year there always seems to be something. This is the Satan time. I think people are fascinated by it. And I think they're fascinated by the idea of evil. The idea of, what I think makes Lucifer stand out is it's taken the whole idea of the devil turned it upside its head and doesn't play it seriously, and he's not trying to hide it, he's not trying to be clever, he's just telling people I'm the devil. Very matter of fact, though. Believe me or don't. And I think that's kind of a first for the genre.
You mentioned the relationship between the two protagonists as central to the series. How did you go about, casting that so that you could get that chemistry going?
You never know. You really don't in the casting process. You cast actors through the process, nailed it in the role. It's true, the best one does get it. Tom was so clearly the right choice. Lauren was so clearly the right choice. And not until you hit those first couple of days of filming are you ever really going to know. And we got lucky. We got magic between the two of them. They just clicked. And that's why they call it lightning in a bottle. Because if it doesn't, nothing you can do. We got lucky.
Do you think that chemistry contributed to the network liking it and picking it up?
Absolutely. And the audience reaction, the people have seen it, just was really smart to them. They really did. And it is a big part of when you get older. Your whole cast really is.
So it's a mid-season premiere. How many episodes will there be by the time? 13. So are they all loaded or in the process?
We're in the process. I can't tell you what episode 13 is. We just don't start filming till August. We're just starting the writing process. We have the first 6. We have half the stories done. The other half underway.
Do you guys think you're gonna? Have you received any sort of flack from religious groups, or do you think we have a problem with coming out with a show called Lucifer?
Probably. I expect something will come down the pike. But there's nothing controversial about the show that I can tell, except it is about Lucifer, and maybe people who just I won't watch a show about the devil, or there'll be some, I just don't know. But in this day and age, you sort of get yourself ready for anything.
Oh, sorry. Finish, last question.
What made you decide to go the sort of procedural, like the solving crime?
It's not going to be procedural, and it's not going to be fun. It's very specifically, we're working very hard. We want mysteries, but the most evil is in And it's seen who is the polar opposite of the devil or the cop. It's just there are things that were just right about fitting it into having an engine that could both have the serialized storylines that would go through the whole season, and there are many, and it is more about the journey. But we love the idea of having a light mystery underneath it for Lucifer to go into all these different worlds and to see different perspectives of it.